This video is about 5 abundance rituals to attract wealth from the inside out. Because as Wayne Dyer said, abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. It begins with our state of mind. Eckhart Tolle also says something similar. He says, both abundance and scarcity are inner states that manifest as your reality. The 5 abundance rituals we'll see in this video are inspired by the channeled book, Creating Money, Attracting Abundance, and also Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. Before I get into the rituals, I'll just clarify the terms abundance and wealth, just to make sure that we're on the same page. An abundance mindset is really an attitude of seeing the glass half full rather than half empty. The opposite of abundance is scarcity, and the scarcity mentality leads to feelings of lack, feelings of dissatisfaction, of emptiness, and just the constant need for more. A scarcity mindset also keeps us in survival mode and sort of makes us feel defensive. We feel the need to compete for resources. But an abundance mindset is expansive. It sort of opens us up to possibilities. As for wealth, it's having an abundance of different resources. And those resources can be financial, they can be social, like our relationships, they can be physical, like of health and energy, they can be mental, spiritual, and also resources of time or freedom. Both abundance and wealth refer to more than just money. For example, someone can have a large bank account but still feel poor in love and health and energy. And cultivating an abundance mindset helps us to attract all forms of wealth into our lives from the inside out. So the first ritual is to help us adopt the right attitude for prosperity. The channeled book, Creating Money, Attracting Abundance, says that joy is an important attitude that will increase your prosperity. The more you feel good about sending out your money, the more magnetic your money becomes. It doesn't mean to go shopping and max out all your credit cards unless it's something you love doing, and you can, but it's to feel good about spending our money on the things we need and also on the things that make us happy. The first abundance ritual is an exercise from the book to help us apply this idea of spending with joy. Think of a small sum of money you can afford to spend right now. Let's say $20. List 5 ways to spend this money that would bring you joy. Personally, I think I would get an essential oil burner, maybe another house plant, and probably just a few books. And then spend that money on at least one thing on your list and do it with joy and appreciate using your new item. The second ritual is to help us remember why we love money. Although abundance and wealth are not just money related, money is a big concern for many people. So the second ritual will help us increase our love for money. Joe Vitale said in a podcast interview that it's not so much that people don't love money, but that they feel guilty about loving it. But guilt is the second lowest frequency emotion on David Hawkins' scale of consciousness. So it's not the proper state for attracting wealth. So here's a simple ritual to love money more and release guilt. Every day, write down 10 things money allowed you to buy. They can be things or experiences. Write down 5 things you bought for yourself and 5 things you bought for someone else. And as you write, remember the good feelings you felt when you enjoyed the thing or the experience, or when you gave the gift to the other person. Every day, write new things on your list. Try not to repeat the same things. The third ritual is to help us apply the law of inflow and outflow. There's a phrase in A Course in Miracles that goes like, you only lack what you're not giving. Eckhart Tolle says pretty much the same thing in A New Earth. You cannot receive what you don't give. Outflow determines inflow. He says it's a universal law. When we give something, we demonstrate that we're already abundant of it. Otherwise, we couldn't gift it. We step away from lack as long as we feel good when giving it. A good way to feel good is probably to focus on how it makes the other person happy. So the third ritual is to make a list of things you think you lack. It could be praise, love, attention, help, and even money. And for each thing, try to find at least one way you could give it to someone else. For example, if you feel like you lack love and attention, then you can just give your smile. You can just smile to people more. Or if you feel like you don't have enough recognition, then you can praise other people. It can seem counterintuitive, but it's really the law of inflow and outflow. The fourth ritual will help us awaken the dormant abundance within. In A New Earth, Eckhart Tolle wrote, acknowledging what is already in your life is the foundation for all abundance. The acknowledgement of that abundance around you awakens the dormant abundance within. He gives the example of noticing the abundance in nature when you spend time outside, for example, the sun rays on your face, or the abundance of water during rainfall, or the plants and the flowers around you. Nature is very abundant, so that's a good place to focus on if you want to awaken the dormant abundance within. And another way to do that is just to make a list of ways you're already abundant. It could be food, friendships, or energy, or health. And when you make your list of ways you're already abundant, try to think of the different sources of wealth. And the fifth abundance ritual is to help us upgrade our sense of self-worth. Something else that can block the inflow of abundance is not feeling worthy of it, even unconsciously. A few years ago, I went to a workshop called Fast Track Therapy for Abundance. It was a workshop in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. And the woman who was doing the workshop, she's the creator of the technique Fast Track Therapy. She's also a friend of mine. And she made us all stand up and do a circle and then say one after the other how much we believed we were worth receiving in monthly income. She did muscle testing on each one of us as we declared the amount of money. Muscle testing is when you put an arm straight in front of you and then you say something and someone pushes on your arm. And if it stays strong, it means you tell the truth. And if it weakens and goes down, it means that you're lying. And the reason this works is that the subconscious mind controls muscles. Well, that day I learned that I unconsciously believed that I was worth receiving a maximum of $700 per month. I was a bit shocked, but it's true that I was quite broke at that time. And I'm telling you this story just to show you that our beliefs about our worth and about other things in general are most often unconscious. And to tap into abundance, we must believe that we deserve it. Otherwise, we'll just sabotage ourselves because our inner state is not a match for this abundance. So the next ritual will help resolve this issue. So write down one thing you'd like to have or experience on a sheet of paper. And below, list 10 reasons you deserve to have it. Do this often. Do this several times per week if you can. Because over time, you'll believe that you deserve this abundance. And if you do all these rituals, you will eventually tap into abundance. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. I wish you a beautiful day and I'll see you next week.